So we actually got a court ruling that is good. It's undeniably, objectively good, and that is relating to Rümeysa Öztürk. We're actually going to watch her original arrest video here in a moment, but Rümeysa Öztürk was the Tufts University Ph.D. student that had been quite literally just black bagged and abducted in the middle of broad daylight by like unidentifiable agents. Like, and why was she disappeared? Because she wrote an op-ed mildly criticizing Israel, saying like, hey, and it was an op-ed like addressed to, you know, like the Tufts University administrative staff or whatever. It's like, hey, we should probably divest from Israel since they're committing a genocide right now. And that's the gist of it. We read the entire thing on a video last year, shortly after it happened, and there wasn't even like a wink or a nod or anything to Hamas or even any Palestinian resistance. And they just labeled her a terrorist supporter, a terrorist sympathizer, and whatever, and tried to ruin her life and deport her. Now, like if she was, so let me back up first. The Constitution, by the way, applies to everyone. Conservatives don't understand this. The Constitution applies to people on student visas. The Constitution applies to permanent green card residents like Mahmoud Khalil or Mohsen Madawi. The Constitution applies to tourists. Like it applies to everyone on U.S. soil, not just U.S. citizens. Republicans seem to get this confused. Anyways, with that being said, they tried to deport her over free speech and saying that she was a liability to like U.S. foreign policy because of her being a terrorist sympathizer, supporter, whatever. And it's like, you know, if she was actually like a terrorist sympathizer, supporter, like saying things like, yeah, I support ICE. ICE is only going after violent criminals and stuff like that. I'd say, yeah, deport her. Get her the fuck out of here because, like, that is support of terrorism. Anyways, before we get into the article of the court ruling, let's go ahead and watch this video of the original arrest that took place March 25th of last year. I'm sure you've seen it, but just in case you haven't, this is her right here, and let's watch. This is an old video, by the way, so that the captions aren't necessarily reflective of what's happening right now, obviously, by the article we're about to get into. But yeah, there it is. That must have been a terrifying situation to be in. There's no doubt about it. So let's go ahead and get into the actual article here. So, court rules government can't deport Rümeysa Öztürk, Tufts student who criticized Israel, her lawyers say in a filing. Again, if you have any doubt of what I'm saying or any issue with this court ruling, I beg you to please go and read her actual op-ed. Okay? Just do it. Like, it's out there. You can Google it and read it for yourself. You can look at other public interviews she's done and her activism, and you can see that in no uncertain terms there was never a single instance of her supporting terrorists or even encouraging Palestinian resistance or Hamas. And I'm not trying to link that Palestinian resistance like with terrorism. I'm just trying to explain like how much she did not even come close to doing what they said she was doing. And of course, there were the anti-Semitic claims. I mean, this is kind of like a broad stroke that they tried to smear her with, along with Mohsen Madawi and Mahmoud Khalil. Anyways, let's get into this article. The court terminated the government's removal proceedings on January 29th, finding that the government has not met its burden in proving that Rümeysa Öztürk, a Ph.D. student from Turkey studying children's relationship to social media, should be deported, the lawyers said. The termination was noted Monday in a filing on behalf of Ozturk with the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New York City, where she is challenging her arrest and detention. Today, I breathe a sigh of relief knowing that despite the justice system's flaws, my case may give hope to those who have also been wronged by the U.S. government, Ozturk said in a statement Monday. Though the pain that I and thousands of other women wrongfully imprisoned by ICE have faced cannot be undone, it is heartening to know that some justice can prevail after all. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson characterized the immigration court decision as judicial activism and called Ozturk a terrorist sympathizer. Again, if you believe that at all, please look up her public statements, look up her op-ed, look at her activism, and you tell me that she's a terrorist sympathizer. All right, like if you think otherwise, you're just a genocide supporter. You're a genocide denier or a supporter. Like you either deny that there's a genocide going on in Gaza or you just openly support it. All right, there's no middleman or in between there. The Trump administration cited a rarely used provision in the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 that allows the Secretary of State to deport non-citizens if it is determined their presence would result in potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the United States. Which, again, if you believe in the Department of Homeland Security's nonsense or the Trump administration's nonsense around this, please go do your research and then come back and tell me how this person, Rümeysa Öztürk, is a potentially, what's the quote here? Potentially serious is potentially a liability to our foreign policy. Like potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the United States. Explain to me how she falls into that category. Please. Like, not saying that this would be worthy of deportation whatsoever, but if she was like, yeah, she didn't even say things like, I believe that Palestinians have a right to defend themselves or anything like tepid like that. She didn't even say that. Okay, like Jesus Christ. And it's not terrorism for Palestinians to defend themselves against a colonial genocidal occupier. All right. Yeah, I think that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.